to me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. front of us, he's in the same class as me, so he's also supercharged. We've got a number of naturally aspirated cars as well. So this lovely single seater here, he doesn't race with us, but he does lots of sprints and hill climbs in this car. The other big championship for Austin Sevens is the Hadley Championship, which is all speed events, and Terry's been competing in that for a long time with that car. Where do you want to be?
By the bridge.
Yep. Take my catch up. Sure. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you.
Okay, on your line.
Right, everybody, welcome back. How fascinating was that to go around Mallory Park live? That was quite something, wasn't it? And we've got something else coming up for you now as well, because we're going to go see a very, very famous car indeed, called Simplicity. So let's go. James? Yes, great. So we're actually going to go to the outer paddocks. We've got to go over the bridge. Whilst we do go over the bridge, actually, we did catch up with the guys a little bit earlier this morning as well in the assembly area. We caught up with a number of drivers. We spoke actually to James and Graham about what it takes and how you can get involved with the historic 750 Formula. I believe we've still got that video that we can play you now. So Lane, if you could roll the get into racing and doing your ARDS license with the historic 750 video right now, please. Go chat to some of the drivers. What we're going to do first of all though is find out how you actually get into racing with the historic 750 Formula. And we've got to over here. We've actually got Graham, we've got James, Miles as well. So let's have a quick chat with the guys. Graham, how are you doing? Are you well?
I'm really good, mate. Really good.
Good man.
Really good.
Blustery today though, isn't it?
A little bit. I noticed actually. Now you mention it now, yeah. Thank you for that.
Oh, we've got James as well. James, how are you doing? You ready for this?
Very good indeed. Yes, it's going to be a nice day. Looking forward to it. Sun's out. You know, we booked that for qualifying, so here we are.
That's what I like to hear.
Nice dry track.
Chaps, we are actually here to chat about something quite important as well, and it is getting into racing, certainly with the historic 750 Formula. And I guess it's a bit of a stumbling block for people. I mean, how does it actually start? Let's take me, for example. I haven't raced before, but let's say I've got a car, I'm halfway there. What's the first step that I take, Graham?
I guess the first thing, you've probably done a few track days and you've got used to, and you want to really go for it. Then what you need to do really is book yourself some, I would recommend some lessons. And then there's a concept called the ARDS test, which is really around getting the standards to the right level. You know, when you're racing, you want to be able to race with people who've got the right capability. So the ARDS test is a great way through the Association of Racing Schools is really to help you to understand what are the safety factors for racing. So all the flags, all the control, what the marshals do, and also about your racecraft as well. So can you drive on a line? So basically book yourself on some track days, get used to it, certainly go out with a driver, get some lessons, and then book your ARDS test, go for it and have a go.
Test, it's practical and theory as well.
Yeah, so I was 58 when I retook it, so learning the flags and learning all the safety factors is really important, but it's fairly straightforward. Yeah, they want you to pass, they want you to race, so you can feel a little bit nervous, but actually, it is fairly straightforward, and it's stuff you need to know anyway. So it's really important to do that. So take the time to learn it. And the second thing really is when you're driving, really, they're not looking for you to, blast a track and put lap records down. They're looking. I remember the examiner for me said, would I race with you? Is really his criteria.
Okay, so that's the fair thing.
You've got to be safe, and you've got to push yourself and take the right lines. But what they're looking for is have you got the racecraft? Are you aware what's going on? Can you brake in the right place? Can you do the racing line? And are you really safe and capable to drive? And I think that's useful when you're on the grid starting, we've got cars all around you. You want to be sure that everyone's at a certain standard and above.
Yeah.
And I guess for me, is getting a arts test done is the stepping stone, and then obviously get out there racing, and then you have the novice. You might have seen the black cross
little,
on there,
yeah.
and you do six races novice, and that's great because everyone knows you're a novice, so they give you a bit more space, a bit more time, so that makes it a lot better. And then obviously you can follow some faster people as well and learn it, and then eventually get to the point where you're ready for some more coaching and some more sport.
There's nothing to fear, is there? Because everybody's been through it. Everybody has to do it.
It's all about enjoyment at the end of the day. I mean, that's it. I mean, if you look at this grid here, we've got up to 82-year-old on the grid.
Yeah.
I mean, and that just shows you technically not how easy it is to get a license, but the sort of the scope of people who have licenses.
Yeah.
As a novice, you're out. The drivers are more experienced. Know you're a novice. They're going to avoid is the wrong word, but they'll drive forward through for you.
Yeah.
So it's all about just having fun. And there's nothing technical about getting that license. That license is straightforward. All they want to see is that you can do the job, and that's it. So.
Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Right, chaps, I've got my yards now. I've done a few track days. I'm feeling a bit confident. What happens next? So I just get in touch with you guys. What happens?
Get in touch with us. Obviously, this is my first season racing with the club, and they really welcome you. It's full of advice. They want you to go on the circuit. They want you to race, and there's loads of tips and hints and ideas. And they said to me, it's somebody very gentlemanly, and we're there for the fun. Until the red lights go out, of course, and there's a bit of healthy competition, let's say.
Did they say that to you?
They said that to me, yeah. And then I'm surrounded by cars at the first corner, but it's great because people know you're fairly new, and they will back off. A lot of the people here racing are owners, mechanics, and drivers, so it's their car. So and obviously there's a lot of history in the cars as well. So it's really important that you maintain that as well. So it's having. I call it fun with this series of 10, really, about making
grassroots motorsport, really.
Safe, good fun, competitive, healthy competition, let's say.
Well, we say grassroots. There is a nice hospitality area actually in the paddock today, isn't there, for the historic 754? I have to say, so might be frequenting that a little bit later. I think
that's all to put a weight on the other drivers. So I've got to just.
Is that it? Have an extra biscuit.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right, we're on. We're about to be. We're just playing. We're playing the video from earlier, the one we did about getting into racing. Right, everybody, welcome back to Mallory Park. And as you can see behind me, there's a lot of history in this car. I am next to a beautiful machine, and I'd say a young lady, but a lady called Simplicity. There's a lot of history in this car. We're about to find out. We're going to have a chat with Graham Beckett shortly. We are trying to see if we can find Roger French as well. But if we can't find him, don't worry, we'll still have a chat with a few people, find out. We've got Graham over here as well. I wonder if we can have a quick chat with Graham. Graham, a quick word if that's all right with you.
Yeah, fine.
I was just explaining to the camera, rather a lot of history in this car, isn't there? Tell us, Simplicity, what a lovely girl she is. Tell us more.
Well, it's built in the early 50s by Jack French, who was very much pushing for cheap motorsport, which basically this gave it with Austin 7. Jack believed in lightness, and if you look at the chassis, if you can look at the chassis,
it's paper thin almost at places, isn't it?
Yes,
it's just remarkable.
It is very light, and really it was a car that a lot of people followed in the 750 bulletin. Jack was a very prolific writer, and he wrote on a regular basis in the bulletin, and it was followed for quite some considerable time, I say, in the bulletin with articles he was writing.
Yes.
And the car has been run in similar form for many years since the 50s, and in the 70s, 80s and 90s it then went into VSCC and competed in VSCC. I've had it since 2014, and I mainly sprint it and hill climb it these days.
Yes.
Previous to me, there were two previous owners between Jack and myself.
And of course, Roger French is here as well.
He is, but
we don't know where he is. But
we
he's
just
definitely
can't find him.
We just can't find him. It'd be great to have him. We'll see if we can catch up with him. If not, great. Let's keep talking about it though, because it is an incredible car. What is it like to own? You must be really proud.
Well, yes, yeah. I must admit, I do own a genuine Ulster, and normally I wouldn't consider buying a special,
Yeah.
But this one, when this came along, and because of its history, I thought, well, we better have it and maintain it in the standard as what it's been maintained for many years.
So you said you do hill climbs. You still do hill, because there's a fire extinguisher in the back.
Yes.
So
yeah, well, for VSCC, it was in their regs that you needed a fire extinguisher in both VSCC regs and also pre-war Austin 7 Club Bert Hadley Championship, which is Sprinted Hill Climb Championship. They were specified, although VSCC have just dropped it off the specification. But as I say, I do Bert Hadley with it, and so it remains in it.
And what is it like to drive then? When you're behind that wheel, obviously, you know, wind in your hair, everything. What's it like?
It can be a bit of a handful at times, but very enjoyable. Yes. And
these, we've got the leather straps here, like the leather belts. Are these the originals? Because they look very well worn.
Well, they're very well worn. You know, it's Howard's original is the brush head on a brush, you know.
It's a remarkable car. Does it take much upkeep? Is it quite
well, it's like all competition cars. You've got to be at them all the time, and you know, you can't rest with them. There's always something to do on them. Yeah.
Could we fire it up? Could you fire it up for us?
With a bit
That'd
of
be
luck.
all right, shall we? Let's give it a go. Let's listen to this.
Somewhat compact. Well, no, it's only that's oil pressure gauge and rev counter. That's all we run with. Those two instruments are very important to us. When we get to 7,000, we start worrying a bit.
And the name, Simplicity. Why Simplicity?
So simple. That was basically it. Yeah. It was a simple build, and that's how it got called Simplicity.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. If we get a chance to catch up with Roger, we will.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. What a wonderful machine. It is absolutely superb. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Right, there we go. Wonderful stuff there. What a absolute... I mean, just have a look actually at all of these cars over here. We are going to have to head back to trackside now actually, because we've got the BCV8 Championship Race 1 coming up very, very shortly indeed. But what a treat it is to have these Austin 7s here today. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really do. So, right, we're going to head back now over to trackside, because we've got the BCV8 Championship Race 1 coming up very shortly. We're going to stay live for quite a bit now as well, because as soon as that's finished, we've got the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship Race 1 to come up, and then the second race for the historic 750 Formula. I really hope you enjoyed that. Do get your comments in. We've just been for a wonderful drive around Mallory Park, haven't we? We've just seen a piece of iconic history there with Simplicity. What an absolute treat. Now, as we make our way back over to the inside and into the assembly area for the BCV8 Championship, let's just remind you a little bit more though about the historic 750 Formula, and we can play the little promo video to tell you more about what's going to come up during race 2. Roll VT. Right, welcome back everybody. We're now back into the paddock, as you can see here at Mallory Park, and it is time to go catch up for race 1 of the BC V8 Championship. They're just actually off over to our right there. We're going to go grab a word with a number of the drivers. In fact, we can show you the qualifying order and how they're going to line up for this opening race of the day for the BC V8. So let's pop that up onto the screen. And it was, of course, Russell McCarthy, the man who snatching pole position, but it's going to be a very close race indeed. Reliably informed Johnny Wheeler racing in the Class 2. Of course, he's sharing the car today as well. So I believe Johnny will be out though in race 1. Martin's going out in race 2 a little bit later this afternoon. Bring you that live as well. But here we are in the assembly area with the BC V8 Championship now. And the drivers feeling ready. Let's go chat to our pole man, shall we, Russell McCarthy, because we want to have a good chat with him. So don't forget, a little bit later we will head into the paddock to catch up and see a bit more of the action with the BC V8s. We're actually going to watch the race again, just like we did a little bit earlier with the historics down at the S's, because it's a really, really good place to catch the action. Here they are. Here's Russell. How you doing, mate?
Not bad.
Yeah, you'd be smiling. You're on pole.
Yeah, I'm on pole.
You're just having a chat, trying to out-psych Neil here, are you?
No, I haven't got to out-psych him. He's already out-psyched himself, I think, half the time.
You seem pretty quick around here.
Yeah, I've made a few adjustments. Different shock absorbers. So whether that's making me quicker or just the fact that we've not been here for 10 years and everyone else is not used to the track yet, so we'll find out. Neil will probably step up and find another second.
Have you done much around Mallory Park in the last 10 years?
No, nothing. I've never driven this car around Mallory Park before.
You're not really?
No, none of us have.
You see, that makes it really exciting though, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it's all a bit of an unknown for everyone. And this morning it was a little bit cold, and now the track's sort of rubbered in, so we're going to go a little bit quicker, you would hope. Yeah. Unless I've plateaued straight away and then I'm in trouble.
We'll find out in about 15 minutes.
We will, yeah.
Gerard's the right-hander. Can you get a bit of power going around there? Is it?
It's on a knife edge. You can go in there quite quick, but because it tightens up on itself, if you're too greedy trying to go quick, you end up wiping out at the end of the circuit. So you have to sort of just take your time before you can apply the power. Otherwise you'll lose it going down the straight, so you just have to wait until you can actually get in a straight line before you can power it. Whereas in my other car, which is less powered than this, it's flat all the way around there. Really? And probably quicker.
It's a very short lap, isn't it? Very short lap. All right, well, best of luck anyway. Neil, best of luck as well. Let's go chat to Ian Price. Said hello. I saw Ian a little bit earlier actually in the paddock, said hello, but haven't said hello to you live yet. Ian, how are we doing? All right?
Not too bad, mate, not too bad.
Right, what are you going to do about these two here?
Not a lot, I don't think. We'll see how the start goes, but yeah, I can't keep up with them.
It's quite a nice boat because everybody's in it though, aren't they? A bit green around Mallory Park it seems. Have you got any experience around here, or is this
loads
for you? Just never done it before?
Got lap records around there and everything, but not in this at the moment.
Really? Yeah. Okay. What's the hardest part around? Is it the S's?
No, I think it's a devil's elbow coming out up.
Really? Is it? Is that not just flat?
No, it's
for
scary.
a spectator. It looks quite easy, but
it's not very pleasant.
Is it not? Really?
No.
Be careful there.
No, it's a great circuit. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love it.
Fantastic. Well, Ian, best of luck for the race. Cheers, of course, mate. As ever, we will be watching. There we go. Let's make our way down a little bit further, shall we? We've got Ben Tovey over here as well. He's running very well in qualifying, revving up the engine a little bit. Let's go say hello to Ben. Hello, Ben. How are we doing? How you doing, mate? You all right? It's good to see you again.
And you. Yeah, how you guys doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Very well. I always like coming to see his car because I like the stuff on the inside. Is there many skid risks today around Gerard's or the S's?
Yeah, definitely around Gerard's. This is the first time I've raced it, so it's quite entertaining. And Gerard's he's all about commitment and bottle, I suppose, and building up that experience through that corner. So we'll see.
Exactly.
I'm not that far off Johnny.
No.
So we'll see if I can keep him honest.
That's the battle. That's the battle we're going to watch.
It's going to be interesting off the line because I mean you've seen the C-Class before. We're great for that initial getaway. The D-Class sort of hold us up and then get into second gear and disappear off. Yeah. So it's trying to keep your place not lose too many on the start. So it should be good fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and Ben, we'll watch and enjoy it, won't you? Thanks for talking to us. Good stuff there, Ben Tovey there. We've got Ollie Wardle. Let's go say hello to Ollie whilst he's firing up the car. How you doing, guys? Ollie, how are we doing? All right?
And you?
Perfect size, that, isn't it? Look.
Just about.
How are you feeling ahead of this one?
All right, yeah. It went okay in qualifying, so hopefully just keep it on the track and have a good race.
Mallory Park, a lot of drivers don't know it, do you?
No, this is my first race here, so pretty simple track to learn, but tricky in some places.
Yeah.
So far so good.
So far so good. Best of luck, enjoy, Ollie. Cheers, mate. There you go. We've got Greenwood over here as well. The green machine, I like to call it. We're not going to miss this one, although I think it's almost time to go. Let's just quickly pop in and say hello. So, look, best of luck. I thought you got to go. Good luck.
Thank you very
Cheers. There you go. It's time to go for the BCVA Championship Race 1 here at Mallory Park. We're going to watch the cars head out, then we're going to walk down to the S's and catch the action from there. Now, whilst we make our way down to the S's where we're going to watch the action, of course, the reason we go down there as well, because that's where Parc Fermé is too. So if we're time permitting, we can catch up with the winners as well. It's a great place to stand, actually. We get, as we always pride ourselves, and bring you closer to the action, just like we've done there. We actually took you for a ride around Mallory Park with the historic 750s. Then we spoke to Graham Beckett there with the simplicity of that car, and then of course we bring you into the assembly area to actually talk to the drivers. We pride on getting you closer to the action, so we're going to head down to the S's, watch the race there. As we make our way down though, do a little video to play you of the BCV8 Championship, what it's all about and what you can expect here at Mallory Park. Roll BCV8 Championship VT. Right, welcome back everybody. Just catches, just going past the diner and bar. As you can see, the lakeside, there's two, I say lakes, they're more like ponds actually here at Mallory Park. Whilst we make our way down, the cars are just on their formation lap. Let's pop that qualifying order back up onto the screen so you can see how they're about to line up for this BCV8 Championship Race 1 here at Mallory Park. It's the final weekend of the season actually for the BCV8 Championship as well. And what a season it's been. We've been ever present, I think, actually this season with the BCV8s once again. Ollie Neves is your Class D outright champion. He is here this weekend. He's not racing, but he is here. Just enjoying a bit of spectating, I think, for a change. So we're going to head down to the S's here for a great look at the action. It really is the place to be here at Mallory Park. In fact, a little bit early in the previous broadcast, we caught this incredible spin in the historic 750 formula. Pleased to say Grant, who it was, caught it well, carried on going, but we're now getting ourselves ready for this. So what action are we going to see in this BCV8 Championship race? These cars make some incredible sound. That image is up, let's pop it down because we're sort of in position now. We are just waiting for the green light. So here we are. And the cars are just swinging around. Russell McCarthy going through, Neil Fowler in second, Ian Pryor, there's Johnny Wheeler, Ben Tovey, Ollie Wardle, Greenwood going through, Steve Mackay there, Babak Fazia there as well. The cars just running through. There they go, they're just heading up to the start-finish line. Again, let's just pop that qualifying order up onto the screen just whilst they do that. So the car's just lining themselves up now. Pop that image down because very shortly you're going to see him thumping around Gerrard's, the right-hander here for the BCV8 Championship, Race 1. Don't forget, we'll bring you Race 2 live a little bit later, as well as our very special paddock walk. It's been a full day of action with the 750 Motor Club here today. There's plenty of action going on, and it sounds like lights out, and off we go. Russell McCarthy on pole position. Is he going to manage to hold on to it? Neil Fowler, we know he's quick. We've seen it all season. The outright Class D champion and overall champion for the BCV8 Championship is not here this weekend. So it's an opportunity, and I think Neil Fowler has taken the lead. It does look like it, doesn't it? Fowler takes the lead as he heads down the back straight. It's gone through Gerrard. Listen to that roar. My word, they make some incredible sound, don't they? Here comes McCarthy in second place, it looks like. And Pryor in third, Johnny Wheeler going two. Look at them coming through. What a noise. Turn up the volume as they go into the S's. Look at that. What a sight, my word. And what a start that must have been for Neil Fowler. He absolutely flew off the line, didn't he? And he dropped Russell McCarthy like a stone. Now remember, this is a very short circuit as well, so the action is going to come very thick and fast. It's 15 minutes of V8 power here around Mallory Park. Off they go. I can see them coming around Gerrard's now in the distance, and it looks like McCarthy might just be a little bit closer this time around. Here they come. Oh my word, I could listen to that sound all day. I really, really could just listen to that all day. So there is your race leader, your overall race leader, Neil Fowler in Class D, Russell McCarthy also Class D, and Ian Pryor in Class D. There's Johnny Wheeler. He is actually in Class C. Ben Tovey's also Class C. Ollie Wardle's Class C. Greenwood and Babak Fazia on the move again over Steve Mackay there. That's Class AB for Babak Fazia. In fact, he's the Class AB champion this season as they all head up. Look how tight they are going up to that hairpin up there, my word. And then they'll scream down the hill through the Devil's Elbow, as we just heard actually, the Devil's Elbow. I always thought it was flat, but it shows how little I know. They are very tricky through the Devil's Elbow back onto the start-finish line, and already it just goes to show how quick they come, because Neil Fowler's about to appear on our screen again at the exit of Gerrard's, the long right-hander looking over the lake as the cars come back towards us once more. Steve Mackay was a mover on that last lap. He's now up to 8th place. Ross McAngus was a mover. He's up to 11th place as they come around now. Grip, use those tyres, use every inch off the tarmac and the curb to get round. Johnny Wheeler in Class C, comfortably leading Class C by himself, but Ben Tovey's there, as is Ollie Wardle. That's going to be a race-long battle. That's worth keeping an eye on. Can Ben Tovey keep up or catch up to Johnny Wheeler? Through they go. Car number 33 there. That's Paul Linfield. We've got Cull, So as they stand at the minute, it's Neil Fowler in the lead, McCarthy in second, Pryor in third, Wheeler fourth, Tovey fifth, Wardle sixth, Greenwood seventh, Mackay eighth, Farsley in ninth, Grundon 10th, McAngus in 11th, Tinkler, then Cull, then Linfield. They are your runners and riders. Once again, here they come. It's constant BCVA action, isn't it? It's Fowler and Russell McCarthy, and Ian Pryor's not letting him go either. And I actually think, if anything, Russell McCarthy might just be closing that gap on Fowler a little bit. All three of them fairly new to the track around here, aren't they? There goes Johnny Wheeler, going very nicely indeed for Class C on us as it stands. He's first in Class C, fourth on track. And Greenwood, there goes Mackay in Class B. There is Russ McAngus and Babak Farzian. Now that is for Class AB on us as well, so that really matters. That really does. And I tell you, it looks like Babak Farzian might make a late lunge down into the hairpin, but he's not going to get it done there. It's far too back. So it's pretty much as you were, really. It's Fowler in the lead, McCarthy, Pryor, Wheeler, Tovey, Wardle. Then we're just waiting for the rest to come through. In 7th place, Greenwood, Mackay. And here they come once again. And there is Fowler and McCarthy. I'm sure he's closer the gap over the line. Last time just 0.715 of a second. Ian Pryor 2.6 seconds back off the leader. It was Russell McCarthy who set the fastest lap last time around of 52.564. So as it stands right now, Russell McCarthy starting on pole, got dropped off the line by Neil Fowler, but he's now in second place. Once again, the fastest man out on the track here. Ross McAngus, of course, the mover, the big mover last time round. There he goes. He's ahead of Babak Farzian in Class AB. Grundon just behind him. That's Howard Grundon. You've got Simon Tinkler there, and then Cull and Linfield. There's Cull in number 4, and there is Linfield in number 33, just going through your picture. And once again, it is constant action. We've still got 10 minutes on the clock of this brilliant BCV8 Championship race. They always are. And what a sound. Turn that volume up, whatever you do. Even if you don't want to listen to me, just listen to the roar of these V8s. There goes Johnny Wheeler, comfortably Class C leader. Ben Tovey, second place in Class C. And in fact, if anything, it's kind of Wheeler, Tovey and Wardle are kind of out by themselves a little bit, aren't we? And then we come to a nice battle. We've got Greenwood and Mackay having a bit of a battle here as well. No, it's Class C. Mackay is actually Class B, so different classes, but hey, it doesn't matter, does it? On track, you just want to have a dice, don't you, with whoever? And I can tell you, Babak Farzian looks like he's losing the odd place. Howard Grundon got past Babak Farzian now as well. And I tell you, Neil Fowler has started to put the hammer down. He was the fastest man on the last lap at 52.230. That's the fastest lap of the race. He opened the gap to just over a second from Russell McCarthy. Is Neil Fowler now starting to get to grips with the Mallory Park circuit once again? Because he's just pulled out 0.3 of a second on that last lap from Russell McCarthy. Ollie Wall through, and we're about to have Greenwood, Mackay, McAngus, Grundon, and Howard Grundon is on the move, isn't he? He's looking very fast indeed right now. He's certainly got to grips with Mallory Park now, looking very punchy indeed as they go round. Blue flags being waved. Oh no, it looks like we've got a problem. We do. Tinkler, looks like we're going to lose Tinkler out of this race in Class AB. Simon Tinkler, arm out of the window. He's got a problem. He's going to pull into the pits just off to the right there. There he goes. And it's like, unfortunately, got our first retirement from the race. Simon Tinkler out of race 1 for the BCV8 Championship here at Mallory Park. Still plenty of this race to go. Babak Farzian in Class AB almost getting sideways there, isn't he? He's starting to approach the S's here. We've still got just over 7 minutes of this race still to go. In fact, we've only really just reached the halfway stage. Fowler's in the lead by 1.8 seconds over Russell McCarthy. Then Ian Pryor in third, Johnny Wheeler in fourth, Ben Tovey in fifth, Ollie Wardle in sixth. We've got Greenwood in seventh, Steve Mackay in eighth, Russ McAngus in ninth. Oh no, Harold Grundon's got past. Grundon is past Russ McAngus, so Grundon moves up to ninth. Different classes, but I think Grundon is class B, if I believe. Russ McAngus class AB. Babak Farzian in 11th. Cole in 12th. Linfield in 13th. We've lost Simon Tinkler from this race. Flags being waved. Babak Farzian gets out the way of your race leader Neil Fowler in the red 86 car. Russell McAngus coming through, sorry, Russell McCarthy coming through in the yellow 93 car. There's Ian Pryor in the green 91 car, all Class D runners. There goes Cole in number 4. Johnny Wheeler, he's actually 4th place on track, Class C. Ben Tovey as well, so the yellow and white car, that's for 1st and 2nd in Class C right now. Ollie Wardle should be coming through next. Yes, he is. Car number 79, the red 79. It's about to, well, it's just gone through actually. So you're looking at quite a lot of action on track. It's a number of cars starting to catch up to Greenwood there. There's Mackay, there's Grundon. There is Neil Fowler, your race leader. He's just getting past Grundon. Can Russ McAngus take a bit of advantage of that? He got passed by Grundon a couple of laps ago. Different classes, but he's really managed to close the gap up there with Grundon having to allow Neil Fowler through. It's getting packed up at the tight hairpin here at Mallory Park. It always does, doesn't it? The sun is beating down. Do you know what? It's better weather here in October than we've had for a lot of actual summer this year. Incredible stuff indeed. Remember, get those comments in. We can see the comments. We do want to hear from you. If you want to find out more about the BCBA Championship, do head over to their website as well. Do go check it out. It's well worth a look. For MGBs, MGCs, these whopping great V8 cars, a number of cars. You can race all sorts, so do get in touch if you own one or want to get involved. You can contact the BCBA via the Facebook channel as well, the MGCC BCBA Championship. Look at the cars coming through thick and fast, aren't they? Look at this. A lot of that is for position as well, although Russell McCarthy is just working his way through a number of back markers. The gap between Fowler and McCarthy, 1-2 on track, is now 3.866 seconds. So 4.5 minutes left to go. That's what's left on the clock. As we can see, it does look like Fowler, if he can just keep it on the tarmac, could be taking the checkered flag. Of course, in Class D this season, all he needs is pretty much won every race. In fact, he might well have won every race, I think, so far this season. He is here this weekend, but he's not actually racing. I think he's just enjoying a day out spectating. And a couple of changes on that last lap. As you can see, Steve Mackay's now up to 7th place. That drops Greenwood down to 8th. Russ McAngus up to 9th. Farzian up to 10th. And Howard Grundon, who was flying in the Class B, looks like he's dropped back a little bit. Let's hope that's not a problem. Let's go and see if I can see his car. It could have just literally been a fair bit of traffic. Let's hope we're right there. Yeah, he's dropped back quite significantly, Grundon, but he's still on track. There he goes. He's the red and silver car. He's just gone into your shot there as he just now approaches the hairpin behind the blue and white car of Babak Farzian. There's Johnny Wheeler, car 61, Class C. The yellow car coming through, the Class C leader in this race as well. Ben Tovey just behind. And Ben Tovey has just got past Cole and Linfield. It looks like Linfield's got past Cole as well, so Linfield gains a position. Neil Fowler, lights ablaze. Sometimes you see a bit of a raise in the bonnet of these cars. It's to let the airflow in because they're so powerful, these V8s. You can see it on, certainly see it on Ian Pryor's car, and you can certainly see it on Neil Fowler's car. got just over 2 minutes left on the clock, and things have started to settle down somewhat. Perhaps Neil Fowler, the fastest man so far, 51.995. That's the fastest lap of the race. He's got a 6.5 second lead over Russell McCarthy, who's in second place. Ian Pryor in third, who's 9.396 seconds behind Neil Fowler in first, and Johnny Wheeler in fourth. Ben Toby in fifth. Ollie Wardle in sixth. We've got Steve Mackay running around in seventh place. We've got Chris Greenwood in eighth, Ross McAngus in ninth, Babak Farzian in 10th, Howard Grundon in 11th, Paul Linfield in 12th, Colin 13th. We lost Simon Tinkler from this race, unfortunately. Some great action shots here of these cars. They really do look something special, don't they? So not long left of this race now, and I think we have to sort of say things have just started to settle down. We had a frantic, frenetic first 7 or 8 minutes of this race, and it was difficult to call, wasn't it, who was going to get the job done, but it was Russell McCarthy. Started on pole position, but Neil Fowler dropped him off the line, and he's never looked back since. For the first sort of 4 or 5 laps, it looked like McCarthy might be able to fight back a bit. But in the end, I think back markers might have just caused the gap to stretch a little bit, and then Fowler, with no pressure, just put the hammer down and is heading towards a race victory here for the BCV8 Championship in Class C, and the outright race win here. Grundon going through, Johnny Wheeler going through. Here comes Ben Tovey now. Over he goes, Class C. Looks like it is going to be Johnny Wheeler though to take the Class C honours. Here comes Neil Fowler now, 86, the red car. He's going to take the outright win and Class D win. Now the big question is, will they get one more lap in? Because Greenwood's made a move on that last lap as well though, by the way. Chris Greenwood up to 7th at the expense of Steve Mackay, who's dropped down to 8th. And that is the checkered flag, by the way. Neil Fowler does take the race win. Congratulations, Neil Fowler is your race winner for the BCV8 Championship Race 1. Russell McCarthy comes home in 2nd place, and I'll tell you something, there wasn't much between McCarthy and Pryor as well. I just wonder if Russell McCarthy was struggling in the second half of that race. Did he have a problem? Because there was just over half a second over the line between McCarthy and Pryor. We just wait, I've just seen Johnny Wheeler go through up into the hairpin now. So he's going to come home in 4th, but he's going to take Class C honours as well. There is Neil Fowler, you can see that. Look, he's got his headlights ablaze there, hasn't he? He really has. Fantastic stuff indeed. It is Neil Fowler who picks up the win. Let's give him a wave, shall we, as they come in. I'll get out of the way of the camera. Great racing indeed, wasn't it? It was alive for the first 7 or 8 laps or so, and in sort of last few laps it started to kind of just, the pace was there, wasn't it? And in the end it sort of settled down a little bit. But we're going to go see if we can't grab a word with 1 or 2 of the drivers there. Let's just pop TSL up onto the screen so you can see how things have finished in this race. So you get the classified results according to TSL, and as you can see, Neil Fowler picking up the round, and then Russell McCarthy in second, combining the two, aren't I? Let's go see if we get a chance to catch up with the drivers. In fact, we might not. Depends whether they actually bring them into Park Ferme or not. We will do a paddock walk in the next broadcast where we're going to catch up with a number of the drivers, but I actually don't think they're going to come through. You can just see, if we just park down here, you can just see them going through up there. They're going straight back into the paddock, so unfortunately they're not going to bring them down here for us, which is a terrible shame. But it is what it is, I suppose. Right, we're going to stay down here because we've got the next race coming up for you as well, and it is the, let's pop TSL down, it is the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. So we're going to stay down here because it's the best place to come watch the action, isn't it? So let's get back into place. Whilst we just make our way down and they're about to get themselves out onto the track, we can show you a little video about the 750 Formula Championship, what it's all about, bit of on-track action, how you can get involved. Elaine, if you could roll the 750 Formula Championship Primo VT. switched over as well to the 750 Formula. Yep. Right, welcome back. As you can see, it's a very quick turnaround, which is what we like to see here at Mallory Park with the 750 Motor Club. It is now time, of course, for the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. Here they come, the cars now, just making their way around for their formation lap. Number one there, Peter Bove starts in number one as well. Let's put your qualifying order up onto the screen so you can see how these cars are going to line up for what is going to be an incredible 15-minute race, because every race has been pretty special today, I have to say. So it is car number one. As you can see there, Peter Bove, he's going to start from pole position. Alongside him, Chris Goff in the pink car. That's going to be something to watch out for. Bill Cowley lines up in third place. Mick Harris in fourth. Andrew Kemp in fifth. Dave Robson in sixth. Mark Glover in seventh. Richard Jenkins in eighth. Then we have Raymond Bartley in ninth. Richard Rotherby in 10th place. Matthew Unwin, if I could say my numbers. Matthew Unwin in 11th. Bob Simpson in 12th. We've got Steve Booth at 13th. Conway Doyle 14th. Of course, Conway retired from qualifying quite early on. Alan Bunter in 15th. Dan Welsh in 16th. Jeff Fairburn in 17th. William Smith in 18th. Rod Hill 19th. And John Donnelly in 20th. They are your runners and riders for race one of the Raceparts 750 Formula here. We are down again right by the S's. This is going to be a cracking place to watch the race action from. Do not go anywhere. This is the place to be right now. Forget your Formula One, forget your British touring cars. This is the only place to be. Fingers crossed they'll bring the cars into Parc Fermé. I know they will do in one of the two races today. I was chatting to Steve Boofer a little bit earlier and he said, yeah, we'll come into Parc Fermé. We just don't know whether it's going to be for race one or race two. Whichever one it is, we will be with the drivers a little bit later, of course, ahead of the final two races of the day for Res, which is the BCV8s and the second race here for the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. We will, of course, do a little paddock walk and be live with the drivers too. So here come the cars now. Now this is their warm-up lap now, so they're just on the green flag lap. They'll just put a bit of warmth into the tyres. Just what they do is they put them out on track round the assembly area, which is at the end of the pit straight essentially. Get them round, get them into order so they know they're in the right place. Do the green flag lap, line up, and off we will go there. So look at these cars, don't they look something special? It's like stepping back in time to Formula One of yesteryear. It really is. They make a lovely sound as well as they head up there into the hairpin. So comment below, who do you think is going to win this race? Is it going to be Peter Bove? Is he going to hold on? He looks strong all through qualifying. Race conditions, of course, very different though. What can Chris Goff do? What can Bill Cowley do? Number 77 lines up third place. He actually retired from qualifying early on as well. There was a problem with the car. It's had quite a bit of time, hopefully, to get it all sorted and fixed now ahead of race one. And it's nice to see spectators back in the crowd today, lying in the banks, enjoying this, what feels like July, but it's actually October. I feel like I could get a rowing boat out on this lake in the middle. It's actually only my second visit to Mallory Park. Right, here we go. It sounds like the green light has gone and we are racing now for the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. They're heading up now into Gerrards and we're going to see them appear very, very shortly. They're so small, they're so close to the ground. Whereas you can see the BCV8 cars, you can't see these until they suddenly appear. And there they are. And look, here we go. And they are neck and neck coming down the line. It looks like it's Peter Bove and Chris Goff side by side. But look, there's about 3 or 4 of them as they're going to come into the S's. Is everybody going to get through okay? Through they go. There is Bill Cowley as well. Yes, they are all through safely. That's what we like to see. Great driving by everybody. But it's going to be who's latest on the brakes. Chris Goff is round the outside. Oh, there's a bit of blue smoke going up there as they go into the hairpin. I think everybody's managed to make it through safely, though. That's what we like to see. Whew. Through the Devil's Elbow onto the start-finish line here at Mallory. Off they go. Bove, Goff, Cowley. That's how it is. And we've got Harris, Kemp, Glover's made progress on that lap, on the opening lap, up to 6th place. Robson drops down to 7th. Jenkins in 8th. Barley in 9th. Simpson is 10th. Rothery is 11th. For Unwin in 12th. Welsh 13th. Booth 14th. Fairbairn 15th. Smith in 16th place. Here they come once again back onto our screen in the heart of lap 2 right now for this Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. And it is Peter Bove who's holding on to the lead. But there's not a lot in it between any of them. Look at this. This could be anybody in the top 10, really, couldn't it? Look how tight they are. The racing is fair. Oh, and we've got a lot of blue smoke coming out the back of that car. I'm not too sure who it is. We'll fully find out on the next lap. But an awful lot of smoke powering out the back of that race car. And it was Cowley who actually did fastest lap on the opening lap. Sorry, on that last lap, 52.335. Fastest lap actually by nearly half a second. And here they come now. It looks like Bove has managed to just pull a slight advantage over those behind. Goff, Cowley, Harris, Kemp, Glover. Here they come. And it is Cowley who's got 2nd place. Bit of a twitch as he comes into the S's, but he's managed to get past Goff. So it's Cowley who takes 2nd place from Goff, but Goff is not going to let go too easy. They again are so laid onto those brakes up at a hairpin, don't they? It's fascinating stuff. Through they go, and still smoke absolutely pouring out the back of that car. And we got Smith here. I wonder if Smith's had a bit of an off or something. The car sounds like it might be misfiring a touch. So is he going to pull in, or is he just going to stay out and see it through to the end? There's 12 minutes left of this race. Still a long way to go. Remember, it's a short lap round Mallory Park. Fastest lap so far of the race is actually now by Harris, did a 52.134 on that last lap. Here they come again, and look at it. They are locked together, and it is Cowley's all over Peter Bove. Now they're neck and neck, and it looks like Cowley's going to have the inside line as they just sweep up. But now suddenly Bove is going to have the inside line as they go into the tight hairpin, but he tucks in behind, and then he sweeps out right at the end. But no, I think it's Cowley who takes the lead of the race. It is Bill Cowley who now has the lead. He started in 3rd place. He's made a few moves. He's got the lead of the race. So it's Cowley now leading. Bove in 2nd, Goff in 3rd place. So we'll just get confirmation of that as they come over the line. Smith is about to come through your screen as well. He's staying out, which is good. So here to come Cowley, your race leader. Bove in 2nd place. There is Goff. And don't rule Harris out of this as well. Here goes number 39. That is Unwin, and it's Welsh. Is it Welsh who's pouring smoke? It is. It's number 46. That is Welsh, who is absolutely pouring smoke out the back of that car. Currently running it in 13th place. He's got Steve Boofer right behind him. Boofer and Fairbairn having a fantastic tussle as they go in. But I think it's Fairbairn who just tucks behind Boofer. And Steve Boofer holds on to that position for now. And so now this could get interesting, couldn't it? Because Cowley, Booth, Goff and Harris are about to come up to the back of Smith. So will back markers play a part? Goff and can do here at Mallory Park. It's such a short circuit. So Robson a mover on that last lap. He's now up to 5th place over Glover, who's dropped down to 6th. So it's Cowley, Bove, Goff, Harris, Robson, Glover, Kemp, Barley. Oh, and I think Welsh is pulling out. Yeah, car number 46, here he goes. It was Welsh. It has been pouring smoke out the back of that car all throughout this race. And it does look like that is the end of the day for Dan Welsh. Class B car there, that is that for Dan Welsh. He retires from race 1 of the 750 Raceparts Formula Championship. overtaken by a number of cars. It does, of course, promote Fairburn. It does promote Buford because Welsh is out of this race. The cars come streaming through. We've still got just under 9 minutes left to go of what has proven to be yet another thrilling race here today at Mallory Park. Look at this. This is the battle at the front. Oh my word! It's 1, 2, 3. Look at them. You just don't know where to. It's like a game of chess at 100 miles an hour. It's brilliant, isn't it? Look at that. There goes Phil Cowley. There goes Peter Bone, Chris Goff, Mike Harris right in the mix as well. You just can't call it. This is why we love motorsport, don't we? It's unpredictable. It's exciting. It's absolutely thrilling. One mistake and it could prove pivotal in this race. It could be anybody's. With 8 minutes left to go, you cannot take your eyes off it. You cannot go anywhere. Whatever you're doing, you've got to stick around for the next 8 minutes because this is anybody's race. Bove, fastest lap of the race so far is a 51.463. That is by Peter Bove. He's currently in second place. Cowley, the current race leader, last time around did a 52.417. But there's battles going on all through the field as well. Barley and Fairburn having a good tussle. That's for 12th and 13th. Rothery has just got past Simpson, so Rothery moves up to 9th place. Simpson drops down to 10th. Here's the battle for the lead, and what a great battle it is as well. And Harris has been tucked in all race, just in 4th place, not really making a move. Are we expecting something quite dramatic from Mike Harris? We've got just over 7 minutes left on the clock. Jenkins and Rothery there now. Rothery's a big mover in a minute. Got past Simpson last lap. He's now all over the back of Jenkins as well. So it's not just at the sharp end where the action's thick and fast, it's right here. If you're enjoying this, I can't imagine why you wouldn't be. Remember, you can find out more about the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. There's a link in the body of this broadcast. It will take you through to the 750 Motor Club website. Do give it a click. You've got to give it a click and find out more about this thrilling racing. It's wonderful stuff indeed. I hope you enjoyed the coverage so far, bringing you closer to the action. It is about, of course, the on-track action, but it's about the people as well. And that's what we do best. We take you behind the scenes. We even took you for a ride in an Austin 7 around Mallory Park a little bit earlier. So it's all about you guys. This is your show. It's all about bringing you closer to the action. And that's one of the reasons why we're down at this corner as well, here at Mallory, pointing into the S's and the tight hairpin. 6 minutes of action left to go on the clock here for this race. And my word, what a race it is. Barley, a mover on that last lap, up to 11th at the expense of Unwin. So Barley's moved and gained a place. Battles all throughout. Here is that top 4 battle. And has Cowley and Bove just dropped Goff and Harris a little bit on that last lap. Has potential. Oh, we've got a hand up for somebody there just entering the pits now. I'm not too sure who it is. We'll find out very shortly for you, but somebody's just pulled into the pits, arm up, and it looks like we have our second retirement of the race. Welsh retiring a little bit earlier. It looked like there was a lot of potentially oil or an engine issue with the car, blowing a lot of smoke out. Here comes Smith. So just by staying out, Smith has moved up to 14th place now, so Smith actually picking up the places here. And here they come, look, Cowley. Both. This is going to go all the way to the very, very end of this race. It really is going to be an absolute thriller here. Simpson in 9th now. Jenkins has dropped down to 10th. Unwin's up to 11th. Was it Barley who's pulled into the pits? I'm not so sure. I'll find out probably at the end of this lap for you. But we've got 4.5 minutes left on the clock. That is it. Time is starting to run out, although with lap times in around the 51 to sort of 56 seconds, there's still plenty of action to go. There's at least 4 laps left. Oh, and somebody else has pulled off. It was Fairburn who pulled off into the pits, car number 88 a little bit. That's a shame because Fairburn was having some fantastic battles out there. Right, the race leaders, here they come now, and look at Bove every time, so close, over the line last time around. This is how close it was on the last lap. They were 0.065 of a second separated Cowley and Bove, 1-2 in this race. That is how close it is at the sharp end. There's plenty of action going on throughout the rest of the field as well, though. Oh my word, this is an absolute cracker. It really, really is. Every time I see Rothery's car come through, it makes this wicked sharp noise. It terrifies me every time they come thundering past, I have to say. And here they come, your race leaders again coming up to Smith. And look at that, that just allows everybody to close up again, just once more. Smith just staying out of it, but I think it might have potentially just held, certainly held Cowley up a little bit. Probably wanted to get out of the way. It's a difficult place to have to get out of the way down into the S's, isn't it? A lot of action been going on here today at Mallory Park as well. We've also had the low costs here as well. That's a wonderful championship. Very tight, close racing there as well, so do go check that out. Remember, there's a link in the body of this broadcast, take you straight through to the 750 Motor Club website. You can find out more about the low costs, you can find out more about this championship here, the Raceparts 750 Formula, and of course you also find out about the historic 750 Formula Championship. We've got race 2 coming up for you immediately as soon as the checkered flag falls in this race. We're going to stay live, so we've got 2 minutes left on the clock of this race, not long to go now. And Robson and Glover, that's a battle. That is for 5th place, and that is going to go right down to the wire, and it looks like, is there a position change? Is there going to be a position change? Did Glover get past Robson? They're going into the tight hairpin there. We'll find out as they go over the start-finish line very, very shortly indeed. Down they go. I can actually see him streaming over the start-finish line. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Robson? Is it going to be Glover? And it is Robson who holds on to the position in 5th place over Glover. Kemp right in the mix as well in 7th place. And here they come once again, and look how tight they've been stuck together like this way for a fair few laps now. But blinking, you miss it. One slight error, and you could go from 1st down to 4th in the blink of an eyelid. And especially now, as there's only 1 minute left on the clock. So we will now have 1 lap left after this. So this will be the penultimate lap of the race. I imagine they will just make it over the line for 1 more lap after this one. Simpson there going through, and here they come. Oh my word, look at it. But Cowley is still hanging on. Will Cowley's still hanging on. Wow, wow, wow. From Bove in 2nd, Goff in 4th, Goff in 3rd, Harris in 4th rather. Robson in 5th, Glover in 6th, Kemp in 7th, Rothery in 8th, Simpson in 9th. Unwin's made up a place now. He's up to 10th. It was Barley who pulled into the pits a little bit earlier as well. So sadly we've lost Barley, Fairburn and Welsh from this race. But Simpson is up to 8th, Rothery is down to 9th, Unwin is up to 10th, Boother is up to 11th, Jenkins is down to 12th, and Smith is in 13th. So that is it. The clock has run down. Did they make it over the start-finish line? The gap between Cowley and Bove was 0.186 last time around. Now they're on the final lap of the race. Here they come. They're onto the back straight now, and it's still as you were. It's still Cowley just. But look at this. Goff is trying to make a move around the outside. Is Goff going to go for it? Is it going to be last of the late breakers? Is he going to try and get the undercut? They're going to go up to the hairpin. This is the final lap. Last time now. It's now or never. You've got to make the move, otherwise it's game over. Who there goes? And look at Mike Harris. Mike Harris makes a tight move. Oh no, he doesn't quite make it stick. And I think think they're going to finish in that order as well. Rothery sadly retired from the race as well, I'm afraid to say, in 11th place. They're going to come over the checkered flag. Who's it going to be? I think it's going to be Cowley. I think it's going to be both Goff and Harris, and it is in that order as well. It is. Bill Cowley takes the win, both in second, Goff in third, Harris in fourth. And I'll tell you something though, that doesn't really matter, does it? I think they're all winners. I know it's a bit of a lame thing to say, but my word, when you race like that, you don't really lose, do you? My word. And they're about to come into your shot now, and I think a well-deserved round of applause for them, because that was incredible stuff. Look at that. That was wonderful stuff. That really, really was. That is some of the best racing I've seen for a long time, for so long as well. That was quite something special, wasn't it? Let's go see if they're going to pull themselves into Park Ferme. I really hope they do. We're going to come back here, but let's just see if we can get ourselves down up to Park Ferme, see if they're going to pull the cars in. I really hope so. They're not. I can tell you, don't waste your feet, Leon, because they're not. They're sending them straight back. They will do, though, after race 2. They will bring him into Park Ferme, so we will catch up with him. And ahead of the next race, ahead of race 2, we're going to do a little paddock walk as well. So we will catch up with the drivers, I promise you that. Let's just enjoy the rest of them just pulling back into the pits. We're going to stay live because we've got the second race of the day for the historic 750 Formula about to come up as well. A big thank you to everybody here at Mallory Park as well for your hospitality, and of course to the Orange Army as ever. We would not be able to go racing if it wasn't for you volunteers. Thank you so much. Who's that? Sorry, who's that? Tell us. Come on, tell us. You're telling us a story. We want to hear this.
The car that finished fifth place today, Dave Robson.
Yeah.
He's been racing in the 750 Motor Club in that formula since he was 18.
You're joking. Wow.
He's 70, and today was his last race.
Well, he's got one more to go.
Yeah,
he's got one more to go.
He's in self-built car, that is.
Yeah.
And the one before was a self-built car he built in the 80s. And he's had the odd break, but most years he's been out racing.
That's incredible. And can I say, that was, I'm not just saying it, that was one of the best races I've seen for a long time. That was incredible.
I saw him and I said, are you going to do the relay race? He said, oh, I'm not, no. That's it today, I'll stop.
Really? So 5:20, I think that race will be live for that as well.
I didn't wish him luck before the race, but I'm going to go and say hello to him now.
Thank you for that. Lovely story. Okay. Thank you so much. There you go. How good is that, Robson? It's going to be his last ever race at 5:20 this afternoon.
Half those in that race are OAPs.
Yeah.
Honestly, they are.
Yeah, I spoke to a few of them before in the historics as well. And I spoke to one driver in particular, and he said, oh, I'm just an old git. I spoke to John Village. I was like, how could you say that when you're sat in a race car? You know, no way. Thank you very much. Cheers.
What are you filming for?
750.
Okay.
750 Motor Club.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Lovely story there. I do, Leon, I don't know about you. I love it when we talk to spectators because they don't know we're live. They just assume we're filming and we can edit it, but we can't because it's just gone out live. Wonderful stuff though. Of course, we've got the historic 750 Formula Race 2 about to come up as well. We are going to stay live for that as well.
What about the low-cost race?
What about it?
Did you watch that?
Yeah, it's all brilliant. It's all brilliant. 750 Motor Club, here's a big fan. Every race is brilliant.
The first 4, they were swapping and changing the whole race, and it was so clean. It didn't touch, nothing.
Yeah, the racing's been fantastic, hasn't it? There you go, a ringing endorsement for the 750 Motor Club right there, and it's true as well. The low-cost race been absolutely fantastic. The historic 750 Formula race. We had race 1 a little bit earlier. We've got race 2 about to come up. I think can we get TSL up onto the screen just to clarify the race results for the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship there, if they're still on, that is. Let's just try. Are they still on? So confirmation there, yeah, Cowley, what a great race indeed that was. Those top 4, my word. And of course, 5th place Robson, a little bit later today, he races his last ever race in the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. after racing in it since he was 18 years old. So quite an emotional day. It is the season ending round here for a number of the championships here, certainly for the BCV8s, the historic 750 Formula, and of course the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship as well, before we re-emerge next year for even more intense action. If you like what you've seen so far of the 750 Motor Club, or want to get involved and want to find out more, there's a link in the body of this broadcast. It will take you straight through to the 750 Motor Club website, so do give it a click, do find out more as well. Right, next up we have the historic 750 Formula, and we got race 2 coming up. Race 1 happened a little bit earlier, and we got the race results. I believe we've got the race results that we can pop on screen to show you, so let's do that. So a little bit earlier, as you can see, it was Martin Depper. He won a fantastic race, didn't it? Martin Depper took the win. Then it was Christian Pedersen in second. John Village came home in third. Richard Pryor was fourth. Trevor Slatter in fifth. Nigel Howard in sixth. Lyndon Thurston in seventh. Timothy Roebuck was eighth. Ian Grant was ninth. Ian Grant, by the way, in ninth place. He was running in fifth, I believe. Had a spin right in front of us. Dropped it down to 16th. Recovered up to ninth place, as you can see. In Class C there. Al Frail and Cork in 10th. Kevin Walsh was 11th. Simon Gallen was 12th. Charlie Payne Jones was 13th. Tim Ellison 14th. Nick Hayward Cook 15th. John Ingram 16th. Clive Neal 17th. James Miles 18th. Mike Whitby 19th. And Tim Mile was 20th. Let's just pop that down because we've got the cars just coming through now, and if you don't know, you've never experienced the historic 750 Formula, have a look at these cars now. We had the pleasure, or rather Leon, our cameraman, had the pleasure of going out in one of the Austin 70s. He went out in Will Roebuck's, sorry, not Will Roebuck, Tim Roebuck's car. What am I saying Will Roebuck for? Tim Roebuck's car. Now do go back and watch that video as well, because it is a fantastic watch. It really is. Right on board a classic Austin 7 race car round Mallory Park for, was it 2 laps, I believe. It was well worth watching. We also caught up with the car simplicity, a lot of history in that. If you recognise the name, watch that. So the grid for race 2 looks like this. It is going to be Richard Pryor on Village in second place. Ian Grant will start in third place. Martin Depper in fourth. Christian Pedersen lines up in fifth place. Trevor Slatter in sixth. Nigel Howard in seventh. Graham Wilson is eighth. Gary Thomas in ninth place. Paul Mason is 10th. Lyndon Thurston is 11th. Timothy Roebuck in 12th. That's Leon's favourite car. That is, Leon, that's your car, Timothy Roebuck. Lines up 12th. He's going to do well. He's giving me the thumbs up. You bet he is. Al Frail Cork is 13th. Kevin Welsh is 14th. John Ingram is 15th. Simon Gallen is 16th. Gregan Thurston is 17th. There's 2 Thurstons in the car. Number 1 of Gregan. And of course, we've got Lyndon, number 23 as well. Charlie Payne Jones lines up in 18th place. Tim Ellison is 19th. Clive Neal is 20th. Nick Hayward Cook is 21st. Tim Miles 22nd. Mike Whitby is 23rd. And James Miles in 24th. Strong grid indeed. Don't forget, they're just going to go around and do the green flag lap. Then we will have lights out. And away we go for race 2 of the historic 750 Formula Championship. And not just actually race 2, but the final race of the season as well for them. In fact, we know we're not going to have, they're going straight out. I think it sounds like lights out, and off we go for this race. It is now, here we go, lap 1 of the historic 750 Formula Championship. Race 2, final race of the season for this wonderful, wonderful championship. And they're about to appear at the top of Gerard's. Here they are. And yes, they are certainly under race conditions, aren't they? Look at them streaming around. Who's it going to be? Can't see John Village. It's Christian Pedersen. It's Chris Pedersen. He takes the lead off the race. Richard Pryor in second. John Village in third. There's Depper going through. There's Grant. He'll be eager to make amends for his spin in race 1. That dropped him down to 9th place. 9th place at the flag. He actually dropped down to 16th place in the race. Finished in 9th. A wonderful, wonderful race in the end from him. Through all the cars go. As we said, Mallory Park, the action comes very thick and fast here. So expect a lot to happen. Don't take your eyes off this at all. Now, of course, after this race, we are going to go to a short break, but when we come back, we're going to bring you race 2 of the BCB8 Championship and race 2 of the 750 Raceparts Formula Championship. Here they come now, and it's still Pedersen who leads the race here early doors, but it looks like he's managed to open up a little bit of a gap already, hasn't he? Can he maintain this throughout the race? We know Richard Pryor is fast, but the cars come streaming through. Where's John Village? John Village has dropped back quite a bit on that last lap. On the opening lap, he's really dropped back, hasn't he? All the way down, not third now, he's down to about 6th place, I think, now. And here come the rest of the cars. So Pedersen is your race leader. What sort of lead does he have on to lap 2? It's 1.5 seconds over Pryor. Depper has gone up to 3rd place. Slatter's up to 4th now. Howard is up to 5th. Grant is in 6th. Thomas is in 7th. And John Village dropping all the way down to 8th place on that last lap. Must have put a wheel or two on the dirt, it looks like, because he was overtaken. And here comes Pedersen, closely followed now, though, by Richard Pryor in 2nd place. Pryor will be very, very eager to get the race win, because he was all leading for a lot of race 1, but couldn't quite get it converted. There's Depper as well. There through number 72 right behind. That's Trevor Slatter as well. He's trying to have a go around the outside into the hairpin at the top. Probably not the place to do it around the outside, or is he going to make it stick, or is he going to try the undercut, go down through the devil's elbow onto the start-finish straight, maybe get a bit of a toe and run through. Plenty of action going on all through the rest of the field as well. I'll give you a rundown of the order, but they come so thick and fast, doesn't it? It's constant action right now. You just don't know where to look. It's go, 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 go. So it is Pedersen, Pryor, Depper, Slatter. Thomas is on the move now. Our number 87, he's up to 5th. Howard drops down to 6th. Grant drops down to 7th. Wilson has made a move up to 8th place now. Village again losing out, drops down to 9th. Then we've got Lyndon Thurston, who is in 10th. Roebuck in 11th. Then we've got Thruston again in 12th. That's car number 1. Gallen in 13th. Welsh in 14th. Frayling Cork 15th. Plain Jones, Hayward Cook, Ellison, Ingram, Miles, Mile, Whitby, Neil, and James Miles, by the way, moved up. He started last place. He's up to 20th. He's got past 3 cars already. There's Village going around, and that his car doesn't sound as healthy as it has done. Certainly as healthy as it did in race 1. I wonder if he's got a bit of a problem with 11 minutes of this race to go. Here come a number of the cars as well. That's Plain Jones, Charlie Plain Jones, Class A runners there. Number of classes here. The AS class, the A class, and of course the C class. C-class cars running at the front. There is Pedersen, that is your race leader, but he does have Pryor all over the back of him, doesn't he? He really does. This is so exciting. Depper right up there too. We've got Slatter. Trevor Slatter's absolutely flying in this race. And John Village. I just wonder if he's got a bit of a problem, because Lyndon Thurston's now closing the gap on Village as well. I wonder if Lyndon fancies taking a place. Well, I've no doubt he does. Just whether he can get past. I always find it incredible how much Greg and Thurston, car number 1, leans as they come through the S's. It's quite incredible. Remember, they've got no seatbelts in half of these cars. That's quite remarkable, isn't it? Those Austin 7s, there's no seatbelt, so if you fall out, you fall out. There is Pedersen coming through, but again, Pryor all over the back of him. Look how tight they are. Incredible stuff. Depper and Trevor Slatter, though, for 3rd and 4th, having an incredible tussle too. Blue flags started to be waved now as Sui at Mallory Park with a very short circuit. You just wonder whether it just plays a part, an exciting part, not a bad part, an exciting part in the action and the outcome of the races. We've got just under 9 minutes of this race left to go. Here we go. The final 9 minutes of the season for the historic 750 Formula. These cars are just incredible, they really are. Again in Pryor this time, is he going to have the inside line? I think Pryor's going to have the inside line as they go into the hairpin, and he does. Pryor takes the lead of the race. It just looked like Pedersen couldn't quite get the grip going through the S's, so it does look as if Richard Pryor takes the lead of this race with 8 minutes to go. Wow, fantastic stuff. We know from race 1 that there's no let up though, all through the grid. So Pryor takes the lead of the race. Pedersen in second, Depper is in third place, Slatter is fourth, then Thomas, Howard, Wilson, Grant, Village. Village down in ninth, Thurston, that's Lyndon Thurston in 10th, then Roebuck, Gallen, Frayling, Cork, Welsh. Then we've got Greg and Thurston in 15th, Ellison in 16th, Charlie Plain Jones in 17th, Hayward Cook in 18th, Mile 19th, Ingram 20th, Whitby 21st, Miles 22nd, and Neil in 23rd place. So we've got just over 6.5 minutes of this race left to go. Pedersen, your race leader, he's retaken the lead again. This is coming thick and fast indeed. Wonderful cars they are, aren't they? They're just absolutely beautiful. We've had a lot of time to the historic 750 Formula today. A lot of the content we filmed throughout the day is still available. In fact, it's all still available on the 750 Historic 750 Formula Facebook page. It's also available on our YouTube channel, My Supercar. Do go check it out. You can also watch it all on Live Sport Now on YouTube as well for free. Do go check it out. Make sure you hit subscribe as well. I'm delighted to say we're also broadcasting. Oh, we've got yellow flag at the top of the hairpin. I did hear a bit of a tyre squeal. I'm not too sure who it is. We just got a single waved yellow though, so it doesn't look like it's anything too particularly serious. We'll find out who it's going to be because they'll probably tumble down. I can tell you on the last lap though, Village was overtaken by Lyndon Thrusten there. So Lyndon Thrusten up to 9th place. John Village drops down to 10th. Oh, we've got double waved yellows up at the hairpin now. Double waved yellows up at the hairpin. Somebody has spun at the top of the hairpin. I'm just trying to see who's dropping down. And I think, don't tell me, it's Richard Pryor. It's Richard Pryor who was running in second place. We've got double waved yellows up at the hairpin. He's gone off the track. Richard Pryor tumbles down the order. Is he out of this race? There is Pedersen, your race leader, and his main rival. And it's a safety car. The safety car has come out. So safety car is out. The safety car boards. And it's to recover Richard Pryor's car, who sounds, well, safety car's out, he'll be out of this race. What a shame that is. The safety car picks him up. And how long do we have left on the clock? We've got 4.5 minutes. Fortunately, as we know, Mallory's a very short lap indeed, so we know how good marshals are in this country as well. Surely the very best in Great Britain and across the world. That's why the marshals from the UK, of course, are used all over the world at top-ranking FIA events, so we know it's going to be done safely but as quickly as possible. So will we get more racing laps? And whilst they are doing it, I'll take the opportunity to get some photos. It's a very good photo opportunity when the cars come through the safety car. Now, I think the lights have gone off already. Don't know about you. we've got a problem as well. Car number 26 is about to pull into the pits. That's Mike Whitby. Yeah, Mike Whitby pulls into the pits and I think likely retires from the race. Now we do have green flags as well, so are we racing again? Did the safety car make it in? So we're definitely going to get a couple of green flag laps. And yes, we are racing again. We are under green flag conditions. Excellent work by the marshals, by the way. Big thank you to you guys and girls. We couldn't go racing without you. And look how quickly they got that dealt with. We're back under racing conditions. Fantastic stuff here at Mallory Park. This is the very final race of the season for the historic 750 Formula here at Mallory. What a season it's been. And we're going to finish it, fingers crossed. I'm going to give commentators a curse, but we're likely to finish it under green flag conditions, and that is exactly what we want. In the glorious sunshine. It's like a summer's day here, despite it being October. And here they come storming through. There is Pedersen in Miss Green, car number 200. It says Miss Green. It's got a green bonnet, but it's got a yellow rear end. And it is in the lead of this race from Martin Depper in second. Trevor Slatter now moved on to a podium place. He is in third place. Thomas in fourth. Howard in fifth. Wilson in sixth. Grant in seventh. Thurston. Lyndon Thurston in eighth. John Village up to ninth. Roebuck in 10th. That's Tim Roebuck now. He's made the move into the top 10. Welsh is 11th. Gallon is 12th. Frayling Cork 13th. Then we've got Thurston in 14th. Car number 1. Ellison in 15th. Pryor is dropping down the order. Might even be back out on track though. But a lap down. Then we've got Plain Jones, Hayward Cook, Ingram's made a move up to 19th, Miles dropped down to 20th, then Miles, Neil, and as we know, Whitby has retired from this race. So we've got 1.5 minutes left on the clock, 1.5 minutes of racing action left this season for the historic 750 Formula. Trevor Slatter going through. He's now heading up into the hairpin. Oh, we've got another retirement, I'm afraid, just pulling into the pits now. I'm just trying to see who it is. That's our second retirement from the race. We lost Mike Whitby a couple of laps ago. We've now had somebody else just pull into the pits. I think Richard Price still going. I think he is car number 27. I'll just see if I can see him. I think he might have got himself a bit beached up at the hairpin, but he's back out. There is your race leader coming through. Of course, we've got Martin Depper just behind him though. Depper, the race 1 winner. Through they all go. Trevor Slatter going very well in third place. Howard's moved that place. I think it is Thomas. Oh, I think it might have been Thomas who's retired from this race. It is car number 87. Thomas was running in fourth place. Unfortunately, it was Thomas who pulled into the pits and retired from this race. That is it. The checkered flag is going to fall, and it's going to be Chris Pedersen who takes the win from Martin Depper in second place. Trevor Slatter's going to pick up third place. A wonderful, wonderful podium for Trevor Slatter. Now let's just get the rest of the clarifications as they come through. Welsh has finished in 10th. Frayling Cork has crossed the line in 11th. Gallon is 12th. Wilson comes home in 4th. Howard comes home in 5th. Grant comes home in 6th. Is Lyndon Thurston going to come home in 7th ahead of John Village? We're just waiting to find out any second now. Is it going to be Thurston or Village? We've got Roebuck, who's now up to 9th. And it's John Village who got back past Lyndon Thurston, so John Village ends up in 7th place. There's Pedersen. He's giving it out. That's what we like to see. There's Martin Depper. It's Welsh going through there. That was Hayward Cook giving us the thumbs up. Let's come back onto the cars because a lot of them, they'll give the thumbs up to the camera. There we go, that's what we like to see. Yeah. Richard Pryor going back around. That was Richard Pryor, it was all smiles, wasn't he? He was in contention to win the race, he was second for a long time. Spun or something happened but he is all smiles anyway. There's John Village going through there. There's the guys. Charlie Plain Jones going through. Leon, there's your car. That was Robeck and Welsh. There's James Miles. There you go, they're going straight through. They're not going into Parc Fermé this time. They only do for one race. They did actually at the end of race one a little bit early, and we caught up with your race winner a bit earlier. But congratulations though to Chris Pedersen. He picks up the last race of the season for the historic 750 Formula. What a season it has been. Let's just pop TSL up onto the screen so you can see the classified results of that race. The second race here at Mallory Park for the historic 750 Formula, and the final race of the season as well. So that's how it finished up. As you can see, congratulations to every single one of the runners and riders. You have entertained us with an incredible season, not just here today at Mallory Park, but all throughout the year. Right, let's pop that down because it's time for us to go to a short break. But when we come back, we're going to bring you race 2 of the BCV8 Championship and race 2 of the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. But we're going to start in the paddock and catching up with some of the drivers. We're going to go get ourselves a nice cup of tea, but we'll be back live shortly. Thank you.